Today I'm trying the ShinHan Gouache for the first time. I'll be creating this expressive tree painting. This is a 12-tube professional designer set. Here are the specific colors in the set. Feel free to screenshot this or just check the list in the description below. Let's jump right in. Use this yellow orange. I'm gonna put some water in there, and I will use the warm red. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I think that's good. I'm not sure how, I should probably get a little tester. Piece of paper. No, that's pretty thick, but that's a nice orange. I like that orange. Oh yeah, that's good. I just basically want to stain the paper. I can still see my drawing through it. Okay, so I'm really liking that orange. Let's leave that dry and I'll go change my water and then we'll get started. I don't want too much water. I think these are quite liquidy. And this is still quite thin. I'm going to work fairly thin to start. I'm just going to block in. Oh my goodness, way too much water. Let's just get that right out of there. Oh my goodness. So I sprayed a little water in that, and if you let it sit, it actually does come back up quite creamy. I think the trick too is I want to leave a little bit of that orange showing, but I see I went a little too far. It's okay though. I'm still just kind of getting the feel of gouache. I've only done, I think, 2 paintings so far with it. I'm going to be the world's worst contaminator, I know it. There we go, that's a little better. Actually, that's too warm. I should have used the cooler red. And just a tiny bit of water really makes it liquid. So I can see it's really blotchy, but of course it's thin. It's not at its thickness, where we might just need some. Oh, okay, so the white is already pretty solid. It has been sitting for a couple hours now. Yeah, that is way too dark and dull. Now, a lot of these colors are going to dull down too, and it's okay for the first layers. I'm just I want to get a lighter color in though. It's all a learning curve. I think this will be a good base. Okay, so do you see right there? I actually must have dropped something on it, a little speck of color. See if I can get that up. I actually took the color underneath it too. So this is really probably too watery. Live and learn. We'll keep going with it. It is very thin. See if we can get some thicker paint. Get a little more yellow in there. So this really is way too watery. And I barely added any water. Mind you, there was a little water in my brush. See if I can get thicker. Yeah, I'm not liking that at all. That's okay. We'll just blend it in for now once it's dry. And the orange underneath is going to make it look darker as well. But I really want to just kind of build it all up sort of at the same time. I should probably be waiting for that to dry. Yep, I should. Okay. I want to get some of this foreground in, and I'm just going to use a little of the burnt sienna for now. And I'll just throw it in here, dull it down a little. I really just kind of want to suggest maybe some shadow. So that's good for a base layer. Now I'll let that dry, and I'm going to put the lid on my paints so they don't dry out anymore. Mind you though, it might do them some good because it is actually 9 o'clock at night right now, and I'm going to get ready for bed. I think that's a good start anyway. So I didn't go to bed. It's bugging me. Because I can't stand it when I can't get the hang of something, but this is what happens when you start with something new that you're not used to doing. And there again, I wet my brush. Did I wet it too much? Oh, maybe not. I'm gonna just add a little blue to it. This does seem pretty sticky, so I'm just gonna add a drop, just a tip. So that little tip of water made a big difference, and maybe just another. If you see, I'm just touching the tip of my brush in. I seem to have lost the dark part of the tree, or I never actually put it in. And I'm just going to, yeah, so this is a little too dry. I can feel it. So, I mean, with anything, it's going to take a while to get used to, you know, the mixing and how it feels. So this would actually be all dark here. Yep, so now I'm finding the paint a little too thick. So we have the tree separation. This would be dark here because the shadow, it would be hitting there. Actually quite dark there too, probably up towards the top. You can see where, and this is quite thick. I'm going to try and lift some of that up. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, just to get a little of that off. It is drying fairly quickly. Grab a little brown this time, a little burnt sienna. Just make it like a darker brown. Going to work dark to light, but somehow my dark brown that was so dark, when it dried, it was lighter. And this is a challenge with gouache from what I'm seeing, and that's okay. We will figure it out. A little bit of time, maybe put a little water to the side and add a little. And it's funny because I was going to go to bed, or not go to bed, but get ready for bed. But then I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand the fact that, why can't I get this? You're not going to get everything the second you try it. And that's part of the learning curve. The biggest thing is to keep trying and not give up. It really is. This is nothing like I'm thinking in my head that it's turning out, but that's okay because we can put other medium on top afterwards, which I tend to enjoy doing anyway. And it really is, it's a really different medium because if your brush is too hard or your brush is too stiff, you can actually disturb the paint underneath and pick up the layer. And I mean, this, I'm just kind of giving an idea here where the lights are. There it is, that reddy burnt sienna color. I really like some of that in the tree. It really is hard because you think you have such a dark color and it's not even close once it dries. But we'll get thicker paint and that'll help it be darker in the end on the very last stages. So I think, yeah, very tricky medium if you're not used to it. It's a beast of its own, it really is. It's fun to try new stuff. Oh, just brought a whole string of blue with me. That's a little better than that kind of green. I'm really counting on this dulling down. So I'm really scrubbing it into the other, and I'm sure I shouldn't be doing that. You can see where it's kind of getting muddy, but I'm really just trying to loosen some of this dark brown I put in there. So I will go over that again with something. Oh, got some cat hair. Oh, that's way too blue. I just want a little bit of texture back there, but not a whole lot. And I want to disguise that kind of streakiness. And I really want a softer edge. Drop some water right there. Yeah, making a big mess. That's okay though. It just shows you, like, don't let mediums intimidate you. I've been a professional artist for years. And you know what? This is all par for the course. Don't give up. Keep going. You can do it. Like, I'm just trying to blend a little bit of other colors in together to make kind of a mottled look. Now I'm going to have to let that dry. I've actually gone back down to the orange. And this is still way too dark. But chances are I'm probably going to go over top of it with a neo color or something like that. I can hear the cats up there just having a grand old time. So yeah, it's again way too watery. And that's definitely something I'll have to work on. I mean, I'm used to watercolor, and this is not watercolor. Put some light in there. Actually, a little more orange. Ooh, baby, that is strong. But you know what? I can just grab a little of that blue. Here we go. Just to knock it so it's not neon. And I mean, little touches will come at the end. So I'm going to make a little spot. I don't like, I'll tell you right now, I don't like mixing in these. I don't mind mixing on this. I find this a little better where it's a little flatter. I think I probably would almost prefer mixing on another airtight palette. And that's what this is out of. I just picked that out of my airtight palette. And I might have to, like, when I'm doing skies or if I want something with a lot of white, I might have to just squeeze out some fresh white. And it's okay if this white has a little bit of yellow in it because I'm going to actually make it a little yellow anyway. Let's get lots of white. Yep, that's good and sticky. There, that's almost like a Naples yellow. Okay, so now see how much coverage I can get with this. See if I can cover up my lines. And of course, I don't have enough mix. My students could hear me right now. I'm always saying, mix more than you need for watercolor. Okay, that's covering a little better, but still not to my liking. But I think I could be being stingy. And I'm going to just kind of soften that a little. There we go. I can see the coverage is much better with the thicker paint. I'm not caring for this much green. This might be one of the good, oh no, it's not a good benefit. I got to stop doing that. See what I did? I just lifted up just like I did there with the blue. Try not to lift your pigment back to the page. Even though like this right here, no, I'm not liking that. I thought I'd soften that a little. It's drying so much darker. Need just a hint of color. See, again, too wet, but it might work. That might be better. All right, I'm gonna let that dry because I am really gonna leave it alone now. We are back this morning and everything is really good and dry, and I can see there's a huge difference in the color. This looked really light last night, but of course it was wet. So now this has dulled down quite a bit. And what I want is just a pale, almost whitey hint of blue. My paint is pretty thick. It thickened up quite a bit overnight, and that's still pretty wet. I'm gonna put it over there because I don't want to mix too much in at once. See, now I think that's a nice light color, but probably not light enough once I let it dry. And this might be too thick, I'm not sure, but we will find out. Okay, definitely a better tone. Now, I like some of that yellow. I'm going to let some of that yellow maybe stay there. I just really kind of want to be really light where I'm going to have the dark and the little branches coming off. And painting with the orange ground maybe wasn't my best choice, but I like to paint on a ground, so that's why I put one down. I'd like to see how it reacts. Now I'm going to just move over here and water some of this down. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. I just want to soften. So some of this, maybe have a thinner layer. So then I'm going to come to these distant hills, but I want it to be lighter, but I don't want it as light as the sky. It's more against the dark. I don't know if I can actually kind of blend it in with a little water. So let's get this a little darker again. Yeah, that's hopefully a little cooler. The other blue is a little warm. And again, I don't want a whole lot of texture out to the edges. So texture will draw the eye. So I'm just going to try, there we go. Just wet that a little. I don't want to wet it too much. And I can actually maybe scribble over that a little with a pencil. So I think I'm happy with this background. It's not completely flat, solid color. I like the little bits peeking through it. And I don't mind that color, but just want to work up some of this. I'm going to grab some of this. Oh yeah, that's still really, really liquidy. It's liquidy because there was a lot of binder in it. And let's just kind of, so I find that maybe contrasts less with the blue, and I'm actually going to try, while it's still wet, there we go, just blend a little lighter in, and then maybe a little darker. Just trying to get some direction. I just found it was a little too splotchy and busy. So I'm going to darken the color and get some shadow where the tree is actually laying some shadow there. And I think I don't have a dark purple. So yeah, this is actually not dark enough. It's going to make it kind of greeny, but that's okay. That a little. I'm not caring for this reddy color. Let me just kind of gumble some of that over. There we go. Okay. So I know the light's coming that way and I want to get a sense of that. So I'm just going to take some of this. Oh, this is already starting to dry on the palette. I think I'm going to leave that as it is for now. Just maybe kind of put a little dot in here. All right. I don't want a whole bunch of fussy detail. Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe just putting the paint out on the palette would work for me. Okay, so I have a branch right here. Let's do that. And I have some greenery coming here. And then just a little lighter on the edge. Yeah, and I should be using a bigger brush probably. I'm not really enjoying this little fussy brush. I'm used to painting with a bigger, more square brush. Let's get some of this yellow tone. So I've got some here, some there, some there. Nope, needs to be way more yellow. All right, that's a little better. So this kind of start kind of just mapping out maybe where some of these dark branches would be, and I can lighten them after. Still pretty sticky. So this there, that's a little more interesting. So this really should be defined a little more. Yeah, way too dry. Let's try this. This will be a big branch here. Really, I don't want too much texture, but these trees have so much texture on their trunk. I think this really needs to be more blue. I'd like to get some of this in the tree. We can add a little of this brown, which will see how it dulls it into a gray. It'll neutralize it. Now that might be too much, but we'll see. And that is maybe too close to the sky. That was way too light. That would be on the darker side of the tree, in fact, almost gray blue. Now this might be too light when it dries, but we'll see. Okay, I think this is a good base. I mean, I'm not 100% used to gouache. I think it has great potential. Really, I'm quite excited to use it more and get used to it, but I think this is a good base, and I think I'm going to actually dry this and then start putting some other medium on top of it. I'm really going towards a different route. I think I am definitely leaning towards mixed media, like my Derwent drawing pencils. I love these. These are so nice. Now I don't know how they're going to work over the gouache, but see, now that's too dark, but now this would be good in here. I think too, you can see already I like that scribbly look, and I guess that's really what it is. I'm just leaning towards the scribbly look. I find it more expressive, and I love how it transitions and blends things together.
I am honestly so glad I finally picked these up. I loved almost everything about these paints, except for the fact that some of them are not light fast. I'll be using these in my sketchbook, so this is not a deal breaker for me. If you've been on the fence about the ShinHan and you want a great paint for your sketchbook, I'd say these are totally worth it.